Awesome. It's such an honor to introduce Alexis. Ever since I met her, even the first day, she was a beam of light. I remember we met at the headwaters in Shasta, and she was like, "Ah, Selma," like she literally yelled out loud. We didn't know her at the time, but she followed us on Instagram, and then we met, and then we left, and then like I think a week later, I went to the grocery store and there was a line because it was COVID. So we all had to wait outside. And as we were in the line, I was standing behind Alexis. And then I was like, oh, that's the girl that we met at the headwaters. And she was eating some cookies and she literally turned around and she's like, you want some? And I was like, okay, well, it's the middle of the pandemic, right? I shouldn't be taking food from anyone, but yeah, sure, I'll take some food. Um, and we stayed in touch. We followed each other on Instagram. We kept on just Instagramming. But after a few months, I knew she was going to be an amazing brand partner because she was so friendly, so open. She has so much energy. But I knew it was a matter of time, right? The exposures, magic is always in the follow up. But because I kept on doing my work and I kept on posting on social media and I kept on sharing awareness and doing the work, Alexis finally reached out to me. So she called me late at night and I think it was like 9 or 10 p.m. It was like really late. And she's like, Seema, I'm ready to do the transformation. And I said, okay, awesome. And as soon as she's placing her order, I told her, you know what? You're going to be amazing at this business. You're a medical reflexologist. You love to help people. You're always, in Shasta. I mean, if you're in Shasta, you love to help people. You love energy. And she said, all right, why not? And I was like, okay, there's a few things that we have to do. That means that by the end of the week, you have to find 3 people and one has to be a brand partner. She's like, okay, I'm on it. And she literally got it done. And I must say that she's one of the most coachable brand partners I ever met. She does everything that I tell her without questioning it. She's like, okay, Seema, I trust you. I'm going to do it. Tell me what to say. Tell me what to do. And she gets it done. And it makes it so easy for me to be her mentor because I know that everything that I tell her, she's going to get it done and she's going to be outstanding. She's going to do it better than I could have ever done it. And I believe that that's really, our students always become better than the teacher. And Lucy will tell me, find somebody like you or better than you. And I manifested and I attracted Alexis, which she's way better than me. She's always coming from her heart. She's so open. And I think that's one of the things that I love the most about Alexis is that she's so open-minded. She's not closed off to like one specific thing, right? Like I don't want to go into details, but she's so open-minded and she's always open to learn. She has such a huge desire for life, for success. One of the things that I also love about her is that she loves money. And I think that that's a huge thing in this business because when we have a good relationship with money, we attract it. We attract that abundance. She's like, I want to get a pink Mercedes. And then I want a Jeep, with like interior painted by an artist that I know. Like she's always thinking big. She's always thinking bigger than I could. And like, I never thought about getting a car with interior paintings, like the leather seats painted by an artist, right? So I was like, wow, Alexis is always teaching me on how to think bigger and how to attract more and how to always come from that place of surrender, of meditating, really tapping in with her higher self. She's very, very spiritual. She's also the best medical reflexologist I ever met. You guys need to have a session with her because she is incredible. You should see the muscles in her hands. She's truly amazing. Even in my first session with her, I had so many breakthroughs. I was crying, like I was releasing so much because she's such an incredible healer. And I'm just so honored to have her here. She was close to double ranking to green. She set her intention. She visualized it. I told her, Alexis, draw a diamond. Alexis, meditate on it. Like start tapping into the feelings of what it feels like to be the leader that you want to be, because that's when we start the manifestation process, by feeling ourselves to what we want to become. And she did it. She got it done. She's focused. She had to start over multiple times with her team. And she never got discouraged. And she never quits. She's a warrior. She never quits. She never surrenders to failure. Right? And I will, and that's her attitude. So I love talking to her because when I feel a little discouraged or a little down, you guys are going to hear in a few minutes, her energy will fill you up. And that's the beauty about always working with new people and working with people that want it more than we want it for them, because she charges my batteries all the time. I want her around because she charges my batteries. And not only she's a brand partner, but she's also one of my best friends. She knows like my deepest secrets, my shadows, and I feel that I can always trust her in a very, very profound way. And this is something that I also love about this business, is that our brand partners become our best friends. Like Alexis is family. She comes randomly. She's like, Seema, I'm outside. And I'm like, okay, I'm making pasta. She's like, I love some pasta, right? And it's just so smooth. Our relationship is so amazing. So I'm just so proud to welcome Alexis so she can share her journey to Diamond, which soon is going to be Crown. So I'll pass it over to you, Alexis. I love you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Seema. That was literally beautiful. I almost like wanted to cry. We got emotional a few times, like you just saying all of that, because it brought me back to just the whole journey of what I've experienced from when we first started a year and 7 months ago. So like when we even met before then, and how much I've grown as a person since then, like literal quantum jumps. But before I even get started into that, I just want to thank everyone for just being on here and, listening and witnessing part of my journey, and my team helping me get here. And I'm just grateful for every single one of you, because I couldn't have done it without you. I couldn't have done it without you, Seema, being literally one of the best role models I could have ever asked for. Sorry, if you don't mind, my sister's dog can open these doors, so it might be coming in and out. We have a new puppy. So yes, thank you guys so much. The journey has been very challenging, but so worth it, because I am personally obsessed with personal growth and always becoming better. And this business challenges me every single day, emotionally, spiritually, financially. And it has literally been probably the biggest thing to confront me with my blocks every single day that I have to get with and move through. So that is why I'm so grateful for Seema, for this business, because it's given me a gift to literally become the best version of me within my health, within my mindset, all of the above. Like, we don't call this the transformation company for nothing. And it's literally like, it is what it is. So where do I even start? In the beginning, I was really on a fast track and manifesting. Every single morning, Seema would like give me the rundown of what I needed to do for the day, and I would write it on a little post-it note. And I just remember looking at it every single day, like, I need 2 customers and a brand partner in 10 days. So I did not stop until I did that. And the first 10 days of like doing business, I was really into like neurolinguistic programming. So I would do these visualization techniques for how to manifest my brand partner, because I had no idea where they were going to come from. I had no idea what I was doing every day. I was like, Seema, what do I do? She led me to it. She never did anything for me for the most part. She led me to it. I did it. And then I, from there, put it out there. So for 10 days straight, I was doing this visualization technique of like seeing first person, like what it would be like me, signing up a new brand partner, me interviewing them on the computer, like in my mind's eye, right? And then I did like another one of me visualizing the situation of me observing myself doing that. And I would do that all day long, every day, until the last minute of the last day. In the last 2 hours, I got my brand partner. And Ra came through clutch with that, because I needed to do like the 4 agreements, or the prospecting call to see if we were a good fit. And it went through. I did not celebrate that went through until the sale went through and he was officially a brand partner. And it happened in the last like hour of the 10 days of hitting Fast Start Consultant. So I was like, I did it. And I was like so proud of myself, like had no idea where this was coming from, but I just remember, those messages that I sent, and it was all just getting to know this person, finding out what their wants are in life, what their dreams are, and then how I could funnel that into Purium, and then talking them into that manner. And then that created my first brand partner and my first customers. So that was like really cool, just seeing the power of setting something in your intention, letting it go, doing the action and the visualizations to get there, and achieving that which you want to then create. I did it. And that was really cool. So I did a lot of that. I ended up hitting all the way up to Fast Start Executive. And then I was so close to hitting Fast Start Diamond in December, my first like few months in. And then I ended up letting outside things affect me. And then I did not hit Diamond. And I kind of like backtracked. And Seema always says, when you fall off, it takes 3 more months to get there. And yes, it is so true. It is literally it. And I've done it 3 times. I was building up. Things are going great. And then I let something affect me. And this was more so regarding like relationships, that were draining me, that I just kept investing in, that weren't, taking me somewhere else. I was putting all the energy I could have been giving myself into something else or someone else. And I've learned a huge valuable lesson that I need to take those energies back, because I need to take care of me before I can take care of others. And in doing this business, I'm also taking care of others. So it's still works out. But first, it's me first and then everybody. But this is also me, and it's also helping everybody at the same time. So that's a pretty cool thing about that. And it took me literally 1 year and 7 months to finally get that, maybe 1 year and 5 months with regarding just this business. But then that trickled out into every other aspect of my life. And it's still something I face daily, like taking that step back, tuning into me and what feels right, and trusting that knowing and not sacrificing yourself for like the likes of others and what they want or they need from you. You know what I mean? If you don't have that to give, because you need to take care of your own energy to function and thrive before we can actually start overflowing from that cup. So I'm actually kind of going through a situation here in Pennsylvania where I'm actually in that situation. And it's a difficult experience, or it's challenging. I don't want to say it's difficult, it's challenging, but I have to like really tune in, because Seema always says when you go travel, it sets you back in your business. And I'm like, I totally get it, especially when you're with family and stuff. And I love my family so much, but there are different challenges that I am now experiencing that I wouldn't normally have if I'm just at home in my own room, and, not a small house with all my family everywhere and old friends, relationship dramas, because now my ex-boyfriend knows I'm back in town. And then that's a whole nother element of things I didn't want to deal with. So I'm just like, all right, life isn't always perfect. I'm not perfect, but I do my best to get through things every single day. And, that's part of the journey, it's part of what is shaping us, right? Diamonds are created under pressure. So if it weren't for all the pressure, we wouldn't be these beautiful works of art that we're all being molded into through our experiences, through the trials and errors, through the highs and lows of emotions, but being able to maintain and like come back to your center, or observing what's coming at you in your life and being able to just accept it for what it is and do your best to navigate in these experiences, is something that really is challenging, but worthwhile if you go into it and you allow it to work for you. Nothing is ever happening to us. Everything is always happening for us. So I'm just like, all right, give me all the problems, give me all the drama. I'm still going to make things happen anyway. And it gives me even more of the to want to do that despite what's going on around me, because I know what I want in my life, and I'm not going to let anything steer me off that path. And that's something I've came to a long time ago too, with not letting things get in my way, just really knowing what I want and going for it, no matter what the reality is showing, and still honoring all of my feelings, all of my human feelings that I'm experiencing during this process. So it isn't always butterflies and rainbows. I know everybody thinks I'm just this ball of happiness, but I feel a lot of things. It's just I actively accept all of them as I'm going through my life. Like, I feel sad. I feel like I don't deserve this a lot of the time, but I do activities to help myself come out through that. Like, okay, I honor that I feel this way. I honor that I'm angry. I'm honor that I'm feeling sad. You know, it's okay to feel this way. And then it's coming back to gratitude through those moments of, like, I'm grateful that I have an amazing support team that has become my best friend. I am grateful that I have a business that I get to create my own time freedom and work with the people I want to work with every single day. I'm grateful for all of the friends that I've met in my life that are just freaking great. I'm grateful that, you know, I get to spend time with my little sister while I'm here in Pennsylvania, even though it's a small house. I'm glad she's just here and I could hug her and play video games with her and spend some time with her. You know what I mean? So it already just shifts as you start saying those things out loud that you're grateful for, no matter what you're, you know, going through. So that gratitude is a huge part of manifestation, and just being grateful for what we already have in this now moment, you know, because when we are grateful for what we already have, the universe just wants to give us more. Like, I'm just grateful I hit diamond. I'm grateful for my team that showed up every day for themselves, you know, and what their dreams and their goals are. And I'm grateful that I get to support them on their goals and dreams. Like, it's amazing. So getting back into that heart space, that vibration, remembering, is going to help you create anything that you truly desire in your life. No matter what you're going through, whatever it is, you can achieve that. It's just getting back into that space, honoring yourself for wherever you are, no matter what the surroundings are showing you, and coming back to the heart, coming back to that, and keeping that precise vision of your direction, of whatever that is, of what you truly want to achieve or desire. And by that, you can use visualizations. Like, I drew the diamond. It was my focus. I didn't know how I was getting there, but I knew it was there. Showed up every day for myself, showed up for my team, showed up for whatever I needed to show up for in the moment and honored it. And it then unfolded the experience, or the reality, the physical reality of that. Like, I really don't know half the time how anything's going to ever happen. Ever. Ever. Don't know. Never will know. Still don't know. Ever. But that is that. I write every single morning too, what I am letting go of and what I am calling in. And I'll read you guys the first one I ever did when I started Period. Okay, I'll read you just one of them. Let me see, because there was a really good one in here. Oh, wait. Okay, here's Fears to Release. I haven't read these in a while. I, Alexis Taylor, cast out the insecure parts of myself, afraid of money, success, and being rejected. I cast out the exact limiting beliefs that created them.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get him.
Yeah, I let go of all the times I undervalued myself. I let go of the fear of being vulnerable and fully seen. I let go of the judgment at not already being perfect and great at selling Purium. Perfect and great. I let go of the resistance to attracting customers and my team. And so it is, Alexis. Well, now I usually add with harm to none for the highest good of all, because didn't specify then, but now I do. Yep. So that's just what I wrote the very first day I joined my Purium business with FEMA, when we were doing the Monday calls at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I remember that. But yeah, that's just a little bit about my journey, and, you know, something I experience daily of just life, and still keeping that direction and coming back to gratitude as fast as possible. So thank you guys for allowing me to speak and share a little bit of my life with you. And thank you, Seema. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you, Michael. And thank you, everyone on here. Thank you, team. Thank you, Purium, for being an amazing transformational company for all of us and everyone in the world that we're connecting it to. Love you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alexis. You're amazing. Just watching you is so much fun. You're so expressive, and the way you want to give your heart, it's so clear to me. I got a question for you. I mean, you're so engaging when you go out. I mean, the name of the game is meeting people, connecting with people, however you go about doing social media, meeting people at the grocery store. What do you do when you're out? Do you make it a point to look for certain types of people? Or would you share a little of that with us? Because you're a powerful connector.
Thank you. I have this game I play with myself, and my friends that know me closely know that I have this game, and it is I do not leave a building or wherever I am without someone's contact information or their Instagram. Like it's just a point. I don't leave unless I do that. And it can just be really random. I'm really like smooth at this. I did one of those like personality quizzes, all right, and I was the campaigner, and I was like, wow, it makes sense because I campaign everywhere. Miriam, live your best life, heal your trauma. But no, I go up to people and I'm just like sparking conversations, whether it's in the aisle and we're, looking at salsas. I'd be like, oh my God, this salsa is my favorite. Did you ever try it? And they'd be like, oh my God, I love that one too. And I'm like, yeah, it's so good. And I just spark a conversation over anything and just somehow finesse it into, oh, do you have an Instagram? You know what I mean? Like, let's be friends. Or I'll ask them a question like, oh my God, do you know about glyphosate? You know what I mean? They're like, what's that? And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know either until my friend just told me. It's like this crazy toxin that's killing all of us. So I just say some things, right? And I don't care. Like, however it needs to happen, it just happens, and I somehow get their information. Or I'll do it through like something else, like, oh yeah, I'm a medical reflexologist. You know what I mean? I help people heal their body through the nerves in their hands and their feet, because that's already like something I do that I could like work with them, and then I funnel them in through, something they would come see me for, and then I give them samples of Purium at my house. I know that's not as duplicatable, but if you have like a talent or something, you can like share your talent, whatever that is, and then maybe you have an Instagram for it. And then that's the way that you guys can like talk and start being friends. Cause I never just go to Purium right away. I like talk to people just normally. And then eventually there's a insert for, the pain point or something that they want that they don't have, whether it's they don't have money or they don't have time. And I could just start talking to them in a manner that then could insert Purium, yeah. But everywhere I go, I always somehow I just get someone's number or their Instagram. Me and Seema, when we went to try on bikinis, we did that one, and we're like, I remember we're like, what did we say? I don't know, but you did that one. And we do the same kind of thing. Like when I hung out with Seema, we were like just handing our cards and numbers everywhere.
Yeah, the summer was coming. So we went to the bikini shops because every girl that's going to try a bikini wishes that they were a few pounds lighter. So we went to the bikini places, and I was like, Alexis, okay, let's introduce the girls that work at the shop, because I know that they're going to be able to give gift cards to all the girls that want a smaller size, and that just created a flow that anywhere you go, you get someone's number. And Alexis is fantastic at doing that. She'll go to the farmer's market and walk out with a bunch of numbers. Alexis, would you be able to share with all of us, because one of your biggest blocks at the beginning, and I know that it's one of the biggest blocks that most of us on this call are facing, is leading with the business. Most of the times we are so focused in the product, and we're so product based because we trust the products. We have such a strong belief system around the products, and we know the products work. But a lot of us have that block about the business, and it might be because we have money issues, money trauma. We come from families that buying a Chanel purse is a biggest sin, right? So we
You got muted.
yet, right? So we have a block of sharing the business because we're like, we don't have the business story, we don't have the success yet to be able to share with others. But when you and I had this conversation, and I told you the only way for you to get to crown is to start leading with the business. And Alexis will be selling tons of products, right? 5,000. She will be selling a lot of products every month. And I was like, selling products is good because you do get that weekly check, but selling products is not going to take you to crown. A team is going to take you to crown, because when you build people, you build this business. And right now you're not building people. You're just building a customer base. And she had all these, she was hitting UBT every week. She was going for the three, she was on it, but the business side wasn't moving. And she went forward close to demos because she was selling her way to diamond. And I was like, you can't sell your way to diamond. I would rather you sell a lot less product and enroll more brand partners so you can start moving. And then you had a little shift in your consciousness and you started leading with the business. And all of a sudden you have all these business leaders right now. She has multiple leaders in her downline going for diamond. Okay. And now your business transformed because now you are attracting everybody for the business. Like if you talk to Alexis, everybody that she prospects is for the business. It's not for the products. Like you did a radical transformation in leading with the business. Even though you don't have the success story yet, you're still leading with the business. So can you share with everybody what happened? What was that pivot moment that allowed you to start leading with the business and create a balance with customers and brand partners?
I believe what shifted for me was my mom signed up her first brand partner, Timmy, who is amazing. She's one of our rising leaders. She's killing it, her and my mom together. Timmy became one of our best friends, and we just started hanging out all the time, holding in-person events. So we were having a lot of fun just doing that. And I was having a lot of fun, teaching, them the business side of things. And I think because I was more in the energy and embodying that of, the mentor, the teaching of the business side of things more than I was selling products, right, we have to become the energy, attract what you want to like attracts like. I was already in the frequency of that for months, training, holding events, doing things like that. So then I just started attracting just people that wanted to join the business. I then had Julia join the business, and then Francine, and they're both killing it too. And this was all from having in-person events and just holding the frequency of, running a business and teaching, how to duplicate, what we do, how to do widen your reach, how to open your back office. I was just in the embodiment and energy of that. I wasn't so much just talking about products. I was teaching them the business side. So I was in that energy, and everyone was just starting to come to me I want to join the business. I want to join the business. And I'm like, okay, let's slow down. Seema had to help me a little bit with the the
verbiage.
Yes, the pre-qualifying conversation. Seema literally helped me so much with learning the conversation, how it goes. I would listen in on all of those conversations, and it was just feeling really good. I was starting to get it and understand more and more and more and more every time we had these calls. So I was just getting really confident in just leading from that point on. Now, more so the conversations that I have aren't really about the products. It's more so I'm prospecting people that I already think would be a good fit for this, fitness professionals or, holistic doctors and, energy practitioners and quantum, therapists, because Purium is going to add an additional stream of income to them. And they're also going to help add more value to their customers by giving them the world's best superfoods, So I just have been more in that energy and getting more confident with the conversations, confident in teaching, my team how to teach their team, because now it's been like layers deep now. So it's been really exciting and really fun. So I've just been like more accepting of, hey, I can do this. I've already done it now 3 times. Like now it's just something I do. Now I have identified with someone that leads with the business. Because if we don't identify as someone that does this, it's not going to really create. So I've accepted and I have identified and I declared that, hey, I help mentor people into 6 figures because that's where I'm going. That's what I'm stepping into. I mentor people into the best health of their life where they can help others. And I'm calling in people that are hungry for success and helping the world heal from the inside out and are ready to confront their blocks and do the work it takes to get XYZ. So I declare these things for myself, and it's a big difference, just like manifesting. If we don't believe that we can do that, then you're right. If you believe you can, then you're right, you can. So it's about that belief, that unshakable belief that you can do that, and doing the steps that instill more of that confidence in the self for creating that. Like I did with the 3 brand partners, I just helped them get to their fast start executive. So that was a lot of confidence for me. Hitting diamond was a whole nother thing for me to just have more belief in myself that I can. And then obviously the blocks come up, like, do I deserve this? Can I keep doing this? Can I go farther? Those definitely come up all the time. And I'm just like, yes, I can, and I will do that. And just getting into the alignment of someone that does that. I am someone that leads with the business and is successful at it.
I love that. See her affirmation. It is incredible. Another thing that I experienced in my journey to Crown was events. Okay. I remember I asked Lucy and Michael, can I use your living room on Thursdays? And then I was like, okay, I'm not moving fast enough. Can I use your living room on Tuesdays and Thursdays? Right. And I feel a little bit embarrassed asking Michael and Lucy because it's their house, but I really needed their living room because I lived in a very small space. And I knew that if I was going to work, my upline was going to support me. So I kept on sharing that with Alexis and all my leaders all the time. If you want to be unstuck, do it the old fashioned way. Do events, more events in your house, in your living room, at the park, at a juice bar, literally events, in-person events is how this business gets built. And Alexis at the beginning was a little bit resistant. It's like, I don't know, Seema, like, you were a little resistant about events. But then when you got your first brand partner, well, Timmy and your mom, you guys started doing events by the pool, right? At Timmy's house. And every single week I kept watching her Instagram, doing tons of events. Then you guys signed up at a healing center, events at the healing center. I talked to Alexis, like, you got to do more events. And even though she has a little hesitation, she's doing it anyways because she's trusting me. Now she went to Pennsylvania. She had a beautiful table. I don't know if you guys saw her Instagram, but she's working events in Pennsylvania. And as soon as she's coming back, she's having more events here in my house. So can you share with everyone the importance of these events, how they helped you be unstuck and get to the next level? And then also, if you can share with everybody, plugging into the system and engaging with our upline. Alexis calls me 5 times a day, sometimes way more, okay? And I am 100% committed to answering every single call. And Raw is a testimony. Sometimes I'm laying in bed late at night and Alexis calls and I'm like, I gotta take this, right? I gotta take this call. And Alexis is at the last minute with a brand partner about to hit, her brand partner is about to hit 6 UBTs in less than 30 minutes. This brand partner batches all of her customers. So can you share with everybody the importance of doing events and the importance of plugging in with your upline and trusting them and following their lead? Because when Alexis doesn't call me, I'm worried. I'm worried. What happened? Why is she not calling me? And I'm worried because I know something's setting her back. And we're always in communication. So can you share with everyone how that affected you?
So SEMA, the events is a huge part. Yes. So from what I was saying before, events also added to everything. Because then the people are witnessing you giving these demonstrations. You could get a lot of people in right there. They're already seeing what they would be doing, right? Having a little exposure to that and also tasting all the products. So it's pretty fun, especially if you have them invite their friends too, because then they already have their customers already lined up without them even knowing their customers yet. So it's a good tool. So SEMA would have these events before she moved into her new home at Lucy's house. And I remember we had a few of them there, and SEMA was like, oh, you're gonna, share the products tonight. I'll just start everything off. And I was like, okay. Like I was so nervous. And then, I started to get familiar with, speaking in front of groups about the products, doing things like that. And each time got like a little bit better and better and better. And I've learned so much every event that we had, and, how to navigate the room, how the flow kind of goes, what we do. We share a little bit about our story. Then we go into, Purium itself, what our company is. Then we go into the products. And before all of this, we give little samples. They were serving Can't Beat This. They were serving sometimes Can't Beat This with Cocoa Hydrate. And then Power Shake, of course. And then I think they did the coffee shop special when that was launched too, the coffee shop proteins. So I remember we had one event there. I had 12 people show up, and that was amazing. It was so cool. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe like all these people actually are here. Like they all came, and we all, did our Purium talk. I had someone walk away with a box, a ULT that night. He's still on it till this day and sends me, he's like, Purium has changed my life. Like this is the best thing that's ever happened for me. And he now refers all of his family and his friends to order products from me. So that just happened from that one event. And I still have now customers and brand partners from my downline that are in their team now enrolling. So it's pretty cool that like what events can do for you. Then eventually SEMA had one at her house, and it was on Halloween. It was the first one at her new place. And we had a pretty big room. And SEMA says to me, she goes, Alexis, you're talking tonight. I'm not talking. And I was like, what do you mean? Like in the last minute before we go. And I'm just like, okay. She's like, you're going to do it with Timmy. And I was like, okay. Timmy just got there 2 minutes before. And she's like, I'm not talking. I was like, what do you mean? So I ended up talking by myself. I was so nervous. But I was dressed as an angel. So it was like really great at the same time. The Purium angel at SEMA's new place. It was her first event. So I was like super excited about that. So SEMA kind of like passed it over to me, like passed the torch, like you are fully capable now. You've done these with me. Now here you go. You are doing this. It's all you. And I did the whole thing by myself, just giving the little speech and the whole Purium demonstration. And I had, a really good turnout from that. Like we've exposed a lot of people. They all love the products. Yeah, there was over 20 people there. SEMA and Rob were dressed as a pirate. It was awesome. And so that event really, later on, the seeds that we planted became, fruitful. So the events are huge, and the more we do them, the more exposures we can get. It's a great place just to invite people that are new in your life. Like, hey, we're having an event at this space, come through. We're going to do a little demonstration about, detoxing and creating a healthy lifestyle for ourselves. Like, come on, like, it's like just a nonchalant kind of fun way to like get new people that you just met from Erewhon or Whole Foods or wherever, the park, into a little demo that we do. And then they become your friends. They get to mingle with your people, talk about certain things. And it's just really, it's fruitful for creating abundance in your business and your friendships, because then everybody's networking and talking with each other, and everybody's loving it and having a good vibe. And it's a good, healthy thing to do with, people. Mm-hmm. And what else did you say you wanted me to answer, SEMA?
I think you cover that. I want you to address two more things, and then maybe we can pass it to everyone to ask questions. But one of the things is your desire to personal development. Okay, you're always working on yourself. You're always reading. You're always taking courses. Like she makes a bonus and she grabs that money and she buys a course to make herself better, right? Because the more valuable we are, the more value that we can bring to our team, and the more valuable that we can bring to the team, the more valuable we're to the world, and the more money that we make. So it really comes down to how valuable we are. And so can you share about the importance of your personal growth, because you are a totally different person that you were a year and 7 months ago? And then the last thing that I want you to share with everybody, it's the power of closing. So a lot of us struggle closing people. We're afraid of asking the question, right? What do you like the best? It takes 5 minutes to sign up. I can sign you up right now. You ready to get this going, right? Like we're afraid of asking this question. We talk and we talk and we talk, and then we walk away without the close. And you're an expert at closing everyone. Alexis closes everybody for the business, for the products. So can you share a little bit of how do you close people, or maybe give us one sentence of what you say and how important, how that transformed your business? So closing and your personal development.
Okay, so for closing people, it genuinely is already pre-qualified in the before part of when we're getting to the close. Like I've already talked to them about everything that their wants, their needs, how they'd like to feel if they lost 30 pounds or they were off their medication. And I talked to them in that manner as, okay, it's going to take time, like this dis-ease, and this didn't get here the weight overnight. It's going to take time. We recommend at least 90 days minimum for a healthy lifestyle change for more permanent results. This can take maybe 6 months with where we're going and we're balancing the hormones. This may take longer. So we take it a day at a time, but it's recommended at least 90 days. Are you committed to this? Are you committed to your health? Are you committed to losing the 30 pounds? Are you committed to doing what it takes to achieve this desired outcome? And if they're not committed, I don't waste my time. When they're committed, I'm like, okay, great, let's do this. And they just can't wait to hand me their card. They're like, here you go, take this. Let me have whatever it is so that I can achieve this. And then I already have that conversation kind of built into the close. Like that is, the close happens before the close even exists, right? At least the way it works for me. So it's already closed before it's closed. So that's like my little tip. Like we're always just talking them in and letting them know what they're going to get out of this and making sure that they're wanting that enough. Like they have a powerful why, like just like us with this business, a powerful why for what we're doing. Same for our customers with what they want to achieve. Yes, so that's kind of how my close goes. And then it's just very simple. I order everyone's products for them over a phone or on Zoom. I never, ever, ever let anyone order their own products unless it's a very rare occasion where they must order them themselves. But if not, I order everything for them. Like, okay, great. Like always good customer service, putting in their name. I always have them send me a text of their name, their last name, email, phone number, shipping and billing address if they're different. So I already have that ready to go. And I make their email and their password for them. And all of their passwords are literally a certain figure. It's just the first initial of their name and their last name, or whatever way you want to do it for your team that you can easily remember. So if you have to go back into their account and help them change something, you could easily just go do it and be like, boom, 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 change, done, simple. So yeah, that's a little bit of my close and how I take care of my customers. The personal development portion, I have always been obsessed with personal growth. I was, raised going to a very intense, strict dance school where everything had to be perfect. And if we were performing a 30-minute dance and the last minute of that dance, our toe was not pointed, we would have to restart full out from the very beginning. So I have that in my blood. So I use that, what I've been taught, in my life. Like it's just something I do, I have in me. I don't stop until it is achieved as long as I really want it. If I don't really want it, I will procrastinate my ass off. I will sit there and do nothing if I don't care. But as long as I care about it, I will make sure it is done. So I care about this business, and my why is strong enough that I want to do it. So I've had to change it a few times because there were times I did not want this as bad as I did, but now I do. So it's, working with yourself where you are at, always where you're at, and bringing it to this now moment. Because things change. Life changes every second of every day. So yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Alexis. Let's show some love for Alexis in the chat. As you guys can see, it's her spirit, okay? Her spirit is magnetizing. Her spirit lights up the room. So how can we work on our spirit? Because that's what sells. It's us. We are the product. It's our spirit that's the product. It's not Purium. Alexis will sell Purium as well as she will sell something else, right? Because it's her spirit. And really nurturing our spirit, it's what allows us to be super successful, and mindset. I always say money and mindset and success, it starts inside. It's an inside job. So I want to pass it maybe Michael or Lucy or anyone that has any questions.
Please ask questions. Anybody got questions for this amazing woman? Jump right in, y'all.
Alexis, that was awesome. I was curious if you have a really nice qualifying sheet or a questions that you ask that's already formatted. Do you have that? Do you share that?
Qualifying call for joining the business or for
No,
customer?
it's like your little database, a little letter that you have pre-questions that you ask and just general information. Just some really good questions, disqualifying and qualifying. Or do you have tools that you use that you encourage that have worked for you?
I pretty much just do the best that I can to find out like as much information that I can on the person, like regarding like what they do in their life, how active they are, what their stress levels are on a 1 to 10, what that stress level that is creating that number is. I ask them what they eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, how their family situation is going on, if they have kids. I just ask them all like their own personal questions as I'm talking to them. And I kind of just create the conversation depending on what they've told me. So whatever that is, whatever they gave me, deciding like what pack they need, you know what I mean, for the superfoods, or like if they're very stressed in their life, they have no time, they have a lot of kids, they barely have time to eat, they're so stressed all the time. I have a conversation that will then take them into, from just my own mental database. Okay, like, I know you're very stressed. That's a lot. What would make your life easier? And just start asking them questions until they answer it themselves. And then our answer somehow, if it does fit and it's in alignment, goes into, Purium. Like this can actually save you a lot of time. This can save you a lot of money and help you feel really good. So you're not as stressed on a chemical basis. In that aspect, if that makes sense.
It does. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job.
Go ahead, Patricia, go ahead.
Alexis, I have a question regarding maintaining like an order with which calls you have already made. Like if you have a list, if you can give me like a little info on that as a newbie, like, when you make calls and someone rejected you, or how do you like program and maintaining order, right? Your customers and the ones that probably were not ready, but then you give them a call later. Can you give me like a roundup on that?
So just to be clear, this is about following up on people that haven't ordered yet.
Yeah.
Okay. I keep a little list. There is in our boards app, the memory jogger. I have that printed out and I have a whole binder for that. And I labeled the top like different things regarding to different types of like people, like ones that I think would be good with reflexology, ones that I think would be good with like inviting to a breathwork group and different things. So I narrow in like that, and I have like categories of people that would be them. So I have a list for that. So I already know what to like talk to them about regarding different topics. So maybe people that really like green juice or something like that, I would have labeled at the top and funnel them and organize the names. But for the people that I talk to, I just go through the list and I'll just reach out to random people like randomly and just be like, hey, I've been thinking of you. How are you? Or I'll just give them a call and be like, hey, I had, a few minutes to talk. I'm driving to my next appointment and you just popped in my head. How are you? What's going on in your life? Do you have time that we could catch up soon? So you're already like cutting the time so you don't have to talk for like a half hour with people, because I know that that's happened to me so many times. I end up thinking I'm going to be on the call for 3 minutes and it's 45 minutes later. So I kind of like put a little time limit in there, like, oh, I have a few minutes, I'm running to my next appointment. And you were on my mind, how are you? What's going on with your family? And then I write down little notes about what we talked about. So maybe it's like the guys visiting their uncle in Ohio. I just write that note down and then I'm like, hey, how was visiting your uncle in Ohio? Did you have a great trip? And I just like chime in on something that they told me. So it makes them feel more seen too. And like, actually like you're their friend too, which we all are. That's what, professional friends, but we're like building relationships with people beyond just Purium. And I want people to know that I'm not just coming to them to sell superfoods. Like, yes, we're going to be helping them change their life. And they don't know that we have this amazing product yet that's going to do that shift for them. So just being their friend and reaching out to people, letting them know you think about them, that you care about them, that you actually see them is really powerful. And it's something that works really well when I'm reaching out to people. Maybe it's not now, maybe it's in a year later. But being consistent and just showing up is a huge part of that.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Alexis. Congratulations. And
Thank you.
thank you.
Anyone else have a question for Alexis?
Yeah, Alexis, I got a quick question. What's your next point of contact after you've talked to them in the salsa aisle and you've met them and gotten their Instagram or what have you? What would be the next contact?
Awesome question. So whether I got their Instagram or whatnot, I would just be like, hey, it was so nice meeting you today. Let me know how you like that salsa or like, whatever. Like I just make it like a joke because I'm really good at joking and making fun little things randomly. It's kind of just part of my personality. So I kind of like go in on that and like use that to my advantage. Or I'll be like, I don't know. I just kind of like go in, I make something of it, like whatever it is, if it's random or not, I kind of just get in there. I'm like, how are you today? Are you making anything for dinner? I like to then like have an event planned. So I could be like, oh, I'm having an event this week. Since you're into like superfoods and stuff, maybe you'd want to come and join us. Maybe we'll have some salsa there. Maybe we won't. Just whatever. Like I just make it a conversation and usually things like that, I'd like to funnel those people and write them down in my memory jogger to invite to events because they're like the perfect people. Like it's new people, invite to an event. Maybe we'll like just do a pop-up one that week and we'll funnel them into that. Instagram and social media is way easier to kind of like navigate those situations because you could just leave a bunch of likes on their page, like leave some comments, and then maybe you could send them a message, be like, oh, I really love what you said when you left this, reel or what you were talking about, the certain subject. So those ones are a little bit easier, the social media navigation. The text, you can just kind of like finesse the conversation that works to your, personality and your kind of languaging. and funneling those people into an event right away, because it's kind of like, oh, you have like a reason to also talk to them more. Be like, oh, since you're into this kind of stuff, like health and wellness, I think you would really vibe at our event we're having this week. You should come, you know? And then if not, would you like me to let you know when the next one is? So then you already have them into the event. And I've done that with multiple people that I've met at grocery stores in Erewhon. And those are half the people that I ended up getting to the ones that we would have at Lucy's house and Seema's house.
That's awesome. You're amazing, and congratulations. I'm not sure that would work for me in the supermarket aisle. Your personality is much more outgoing. I might scare somebody. I don't know. I'm not sure.
You just gotta face yourself. Like, trust me, I think I'm weird all the time, and I probably think people think I'm insane, and I don't care anymore. I don't care.
So just to be clear, though, that you just make a small comment or that day later on, that same day that you meet them, that same day. Okay.
Yeah, like just follow up with them and just be like, hey, it was really nice to meet you, you know, and maybe compliment them, you know, start off with that. Everybody loves a compliment.
Yeah, right on, right on. Thank you.
Well, anyone else? We've got two more minutes if someone else would like to share with Alexis. Even a comment, feel free.
I want to say, excuse me, sorry. Alexis, congratulations again. You deserve this so much. You're such a wonderful person, and I'm really grateful for your friendship. And also, I really love your authenticity. I noticed that about you the first time I met you. And there's a lot of inauthentic people that do this kind of work. And I think the main reason I see for your success is not just that you're a determined person and you're very consistent and you're hardworking, but you're very authentic and it shows through. And I'm just very happy for you and grateful to know you. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Angelo. That means a lot. It's something I avidly work on and towards every day, is just showing up as myself and whatever that is, because I know inside we all are our own unique, amazing, weird, beautiful person that God has created, and we shouldn't limit ourselves for anything or anyone's judgments or insecurities. And by just being ourselves is doing the biggest service to others to allow them to be themselves too. And that's a huge, 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 huge thing that I'm passionate about beyond just Purium, is literally just being the best you that you can be. And Purium definitely powers that, but just being that so others have the opportunity to be themselves too, in this world where so many people are just following the leader instead of just being their own light themselves that's unique. It's just, that's something I'm very passionate about. Just whoever you are inside, be that unapologetically, whatever that is. As weird as it may be and feel, doing it, just do it, whatever that is.
I would like to also echo congratulations. And as I said at the beginning of this thing, you're a lighthouse of light. And anybody that can be in a supermarket with somebody and tell them about glyphosate and it's going to kill them and make it hysterical is beyond spectacular.
Well, Lucy, you have any comments you'd like to make before we shut off the recording?
I'm just so grateful for this call. Congratulations, Alexa. I don't know about you guys, but I have so many notes, but one of the notes, I feel like I had 2-for-1 training today. I got the 2-for-1. Seema, you're amazing. Thank you so much. The way that you just take everything. This interview is like, I'm just speechless. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Alexa, once again, congratulations.
And I just want to say one other thing. As a pre-Christmas call, this is the most enlightening, energetic thing that could have happened. Michael, Lucy, spectacular.
Okay, everybody, you want to turn the recording off, honey? So I just say to you all, I just say to you, Seema, thank you for looking for that soul that you could bring her personality and her heart and her love to a company like Purium and to your heart and show her. I mean, I love it. I've got 2 pages of notes here, y'all. And I got one here that she says, I identified myself making a 6-figure income. She's not making a 6-figure income. Seema might be making a 6-figure income, but she's not. But she identified herself for that. So again, thank you, Alexis. You're just an amazing, amazing person since the minute I met you. And thank you, Seema, for the effort and love and compassion you put into this amazing soul.
Thank you, Michael. And thank you, Lucy, for showing me the way. You know, our kids are always our ascended version, right? So I consider myself like you and Lucy's kid, and Lucy's my kid. And as we giving birth to new leaders, we're giving birth to ascended versions of ourselves. And as we go through generations and generations, they become stronger, more powerful. Their DNA's better. They have all the wisdom from the parents, right? From the grandparents, from like the whole lineage. And that's just so beautiful to see how our team evolves and our leaders evolved, and they're way better than we are, right? And it's like, I'm learning from Alexis, and I teach Lucy, right? Because it, like, you know, when we're kids and we're babies, our parents are teaching us everything. And so when we become adults, we teach our parents. So it's like the circle, it goes around and it comes around. So sharing is always key. I always share everything with Lucy, with my upline, with my downline. I'm always sharing because it's just evolution. And it's so beautiful to see Alexis rise in her power. And every time I talk to her, she surprises me of how much she's growing up and evolving and becoming an ascended human. It's just not an ascended leader. She's like becoming an ascended human in all phases of her life. So thank you, Michael. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you, Alexis. And thank you, everybody, for being on this journey with all of us.
And you know what, y'all? You can look at Purium and you look at each other on this call, and what Seema is duplicating with Alexis is purely the purest, most joyful part of this network marketing that we do. That's it. So congratulations.
Yeah. And I also want to thank Raw, because Raw is like a huge picture on this. Like, Raw empowers me every single day. He's literally my therapist, my psychiatrist. He's my husband. He's my friend. And right now he's the chef. He's making me pancakes. So without Raw, none of us will be here, because it took Raw 7 years to say yes. So I can be here, and Alexis could be here, and we can all be here. So huge, huge thanks to Raw for creating the way for all of us. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy New Year. Happy Hanukkah, whatever your faith is. Blessings, huh?